Hello friends, I Madhuri Tar. In this video, we'll be discussing the basic task of NLP, that is tokenization, stemming and lemmatization on Colab. In previous videos, we have already seen the basics of natural language processing. Then we have seen how to use Colab. We have seen in which cases we can use Colab, some star points of your Colab that we can utilize for our purpose or for our different applications. So in this video, we're going to see the basic task of NLP, that is tokenization, stemming and lemmatization in detail, and again we'll be exploring all these operations on Google Colab. So let us start with the discussion. NLTK is the famous library under the heading of natural language processing. We can verify this toolkit. It is very popular in Python. If you want to use it on your own machine, you can install NLTK on your Anaconda, and the command for that is that you can refer the site anaconda.org for that, and up to anaconda/NLTK you can use it. You can install various packages from your NLTK, and other packages and data packages also. So that is from www.nltk.org/data.html. So you can use it on your machine, or if you don't want to use it on your machine, then independently you can, without installing anything, you can directly proceed with your Google Colab. So now the basic task of NLP that we'll be discussing in this video, or in this will be implementing in Colab, they are: first one is tokenization, then word stemming and lemmatization, then part of speech tagging, chunking, stop word removal, and named entity recognition. In this video, specifically, we'll be dealing with tokenization and word stemming and lemmatization. So let us go ahead with what do you mean by tokenization and the other topics. So the tokenization is the process of breaking your text into smaller, meaningful elements called tokens. So your tokenization will be doing the, like the chopping of the vegetables. It chops your either the sentences or your paragraphs, so that the paragraphs can be converted to sentences and sentences can be converted to words. So this process is done by using a tokenization algorithm which identifies the word or sentence boundaries and splits at the boundary. So this tokenization task is divided into two parts, or it is of two kind, that is sentence and for words. Now let us go ahead with the sentence tokenization. So it is the process of tokenizing a text into sentences. So you can input a file, input a paragraph, and then you can convert that whole task or paragraph into sentences. To perform sentence level tokenization, NLTK provides one method, that name is sent underscore tokenize. Now let us go for the implementation of these tasks in your Colab. So you go ahead with your browser. You first you sign in your Gmail account, and then directly from your Google you can type Google Colab. We have seen this thing in previous video also, how we can use it. And then directly, like we have written Colab, Google Colab, and then I was in the Google Collaboratory here. Now you can open a new file here just by clicking on file menu, and then you can go with new notebook. So once you'll click a new notebook, you'll be having a new file. Open that file and give any name to it. I have renamed it as NLTK. By default, the name of the file will be that Python IPY, and NB stands for notebook. Now you can start writing your code here. Now this is, I have written importing NLTK library. This is a text. This is a text a text code that you can write it. This can be treated as either text or comments also, so that you can understand it. Now you type the first code for importing your NLTK library in this notebook. So you write the command import NLTK and run your cell. Once you will run it, you'll be getting, you'll need some time for that. Now, after this import NLTK, we are using tokenization task. So you'll need again one package of your NLTK, that is PUNKT. So you run it. So now my statements executed and I got true return also. That means this package is downloaded properly. This PUNKT is responsible for tokenization. Now from this PUNKT, I am importing a method sentence tokenize. So you write a method from NLTK import sentence underscore tokenize. So with the help of this method, I'll be passing one text to it, and then with this method, I'll tokenize the sentences. So in the next code cell, you write text equals to whatever the paragraph you want to pass it, but the main important thing is that it should be in double quotes. So it should start with double quote and end with double quotes, and it can have any number of sentences in this text. Now this text I'll be passing to your sentence tokenize method, that is sent underscore tokenize, and this text will be passed to it, and that will be collected in your sentence underscore tokens method. Now you can print that sentence underscore token method. So once you will be printing that, you will be getting the output that all your sentences that you have passed in your text variable, they will be as a token, as one sentence you'll be getting in the output. So good morning all will be one token. Hope you will like this video will be second token, and thank you will be third token. Now you can verify this thing, or you can apply directly for loop also for your this whole operation. So for sentence in sentence underscore tokens, you just say print sentence. So you are passing again the thing, whatever the text you have passed it, this way also you can call your method. So you can get the output that whatever we have passed in, that is in sentence token that we got, because we are printing the things inside your sentence tokens one by one. So for sentence in sentence underscore token print sentence, so we got the answer 1 2 3, that is whatever we have passed in your text. Now proceeding towards your word tokenization. So now let us verify what your word tokenization does. So moving towards your PPT. So your word tokenization is the process of tokenizing the sentences or text into words and punctuation. Now we'll be passing here the sentences and then we can get the words from it. NLTK provides several ways to perform word level tokenization. So now let us analyze this word tokenization in your Colab. So moving towards your Colab word tokenization, we have called a method word underscore tokenize from NLTK dot tokenize. So you import that method word underscore tokenize. Then you pass one sentence to your variable sentence. You can give any other name also. Then this sentence will be given to your word tokenize method and will be collecting the tokens in the variable word underscore tokens, and we can print your word underscore tokens here. So this way we can get the output from your word tokenize method, that is let's, that even s apostrophe is taken out as a token, word token. Then understand this concept in detail, is even this exclamatory mark to be taken as one token. So this way the word tokenize method works. Number of we can say the word tokenizer are there in your NLTK. You can call other tokenizers also. So here we have tried tree underscore tokenizer also, and word underscore punct underscore tokenizer also we have tried, and we have passed the same sentence and we have verified that what output we have got. So you can verify only there is a difference lies with the apostrophe and your that exclamatory. In your white space tokenizer, it does only with the white spaces, that the tokenization is done with the logic that only white space is identified, and that way it is there as output. In other words, in other tokenizer, it is like even your apostrophe and your exclamation mark is there to be treated as one token. So it might be the user's need how he wants or she wants the answer as output. So now let us go ahead with the next operation of your NLP, that is stemming. So stemming and lemmatization is to reduce the word forms to its root or base form, that will try to identify the base form of your word. Like if I am saying MR is, B will be the what we can call it as the base form. And car, cars, 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 we do have car as a base form. So we do have two parts to find base form. One method is stemming and the second method is lemmatization. So stemming is a heuristic process and it acts on words without knowing the context. It is faster also as compared to your lemmatizer, and sometimes because of it is an imprecise science, sometimes it's understems also, and sometimes it overstems also your words. So that way stemmer works. So now let us analyze your stemmer on Google Colab. So moving again to your Google Colab for performing stemming operation. So for performing stemming operation, we do have different stemmers available in your NLTK package, in NLTK library. So you give command from nltk.stem, import porter stemmer, comma, any other stemmer you want to add it. So I have added Lancaster stemmer, and this both porter stemmer and the second stemmer, we have called them and we have created the object of it. So this was the class porter stemmer. Porter stemmer created the object and now passing the different words to it. So we have passed here observing, observes, and observe. So we have identified that what your stemmer has returned. So it returns observe, observe, and observe for both the three cases. Even for the second stemmer that we had taken, Lancaster stemmer, it has also given the same answer: observe, observe, and observe. You can try some more words that how in different how your different stemmers also gives a different answer. So that way you also can try. Now this was regarding stemmer. Now let us go ahead to understand the second concept, that is lemmatization. So for your lemmatization, we'll verify. So lemmatization is a process that uses vocabulary and morphological analysis to find the base form of your word. In addition to this, your lemmatizer uses a lexical vocabulary in background. So because of this, it is a time consuming process. Means we can say that though your lemmatization also goes in line with your stemmer, but your stemmer is faster and your lemmatizer is little bit slower. But your lemmatizer always gives you the accurate results. And in background, if it uses a lexical vocabulary, so that is nothing but your wordnet is used by your lemmatization. So we can verify the operations of your lemmatization in your Google Colab. So now let us go ahead with your Google Colab. So now your lemmatization. So you can verify that NLTK, you import the lemmatizer. The name of that lemmatizer is WordNet lemmatizer. There are number of lemmatizers also. You run that command from nltk.stem import WordNet lemmatizer. Yeah, again, to run this WordNet lemmatizer, you need a database that we have already discussed in the slides, that you need a database in background. So download WordNet and it returns true after execution. That means command is executed properly. Now once that package is there, it has executed properly, it is executed properly. So you can call the object of it and you can pass the different words to it. So I have passed here for lemmatize running and runs. So in return it returns me running for lemmatize as running, and for runs it has returned me run. So you can verify the difference of your that stemmer that we already did and for this thing. So your lemmatizer is somewhere intelligently works as compared to your stemmer. So now it depends upon us that how which kind of output we want. Okay, now your lematizer also returns the different forms also, like your POS tagger gives the different verb forms like verb, noun, adverb, and adjective. So in your lematize, there is one option or one argument also we can pass it. That is either you want it as verb, as noun, as adverb, or adjective. So you can use that method or that argument for your lematizer dot lematize. You can pass the word here, and then POS, that part of speech tag, you want as verb, then noun, then adverb, and then adjective. So for whatever word you will be passing, it will be giving the different forms of it. Because why? Because your this lematizer uses wordnet in background. So it's having that much intelligence to return you the proper verb forms or proper forms of the word. So now, after writing this function in Python, definition, method name is lematize, and then word. Now we are passing the different uh, uh, what we can call it as the input to it. That is years we have passed it. So we got the verb form as years, noun as year, adverb as years, and adjective as years. Again, we have passed another word, that is running. So verb form we got run. In noun form it is running. Adverb form is running, and adjective form is also running. So this way we can analyze the difference between your stemmer and your lematizer, is that your lematizer is very intelligent than your stemmer. So this way we can go for some conclusion out of it. So now we'll be comparing now your stemmer and lemmatization. Okay. So now let us say some point of that difference between your lematizer and your stemming. So the usage is dependent upon the user and the situation also. So if speed is required, then it's better to go with stemmer, and if accuracy is required, so then you should go with lemmatization. So that way the conclusion is there for your stemmer and your lemmatization. So proceeding towards the Google Colab, and we'll be verifying the difference between your stemmer and lemmatization by some experimentation. So now in this code, I've called the stemmer, that is Porter stemmer, and then WordNet lemmatizer both. So that is nltk.stem import Porter stemmer, and from nltk.stem import WordNet lemmatizer. Now running both stemmer and your lemmatizer, we have created the object for the both, and now we have passed different words to it, that is deactivating, deactivated, deactivates to your stemmer, and we got the output as, we can verify the output, you can run yourself, it is deactive, deactive, deactive. So all these three cases it has written the same thing. Now you can verify that if you are passing the same thing to your lemmatizer, and that too with the different forms also, so your lemmatizer gives you better results than your your stemmer. So that is deactivating, deactivate, again deactivating as a that is adverb form, and then noun form is deactivating. So this way we can say that your lemmatizer is quite better than your stemmer. Again we have tried some more example. We have passed to stemmer stone, speaking, and all these things. So we got the output as stone, speak, and that way. Now you can verify same thing that we have passed to your lemmatizer. So we got the output that stones, it is stone, speaking, it's speaking only, and then other words Lisa, purple are as it is. So this way we can, what we can call it as, we can verify that when for the efficiency, for the good results, you want to do uh, some applications or experimentation on your NLP, then you should go for lemmatization, not for stemmer. So we have in this video we have seen that the implementation of your the basic task of your NLP, that is stemmer, then the tokenization and lemmatization in this video. In the next video, we're going to see the different basic tasks of NLP, that is POS tagging and chunking. Thank you for watching the video.